Hello, everyone. I know I am early tonight, but the reason for that, for this Beacon of Light podcast going a little early, is it is a kids' night. They are doing their Christmas singing tonight, and I am not going to miss that. So, this is going to be kind of short and sweet and to the point. So, before we start jumping into this, we best go over here and jump into that.
I'm April Tribe Juke. Welcome to the Beacon of Light podcast. I believe we are all made with light, and light is hope. This podcast brings authors who write stories of hope to all of you. Your journey to be inspired and amplified by these stories starts now.
And we are back. Okay, so I don't have a guest tonight because I'm the guest tonight. Yay! I wanted to share something really awesome that, surprise, I will be published yet again. And the release on this is January the 1st, I believe. So, anyway, you can see running underneath the ticker right there, just like any guest, is that the book we're going to talk about today is called Remarkable People. And I am honored to be with 11 other authors with an incredible support, I would say, leader. His name is David Pasqualone. And of course, I always want to say Pasqualone, but okay. Anyway, the point is that he has a remarkable podcast, and I have been on that podcast, and I have shared my dun, da, 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 pinpoints of light story with him. And this he had asked this group of people if they would want to join in with this writing and be a part of this again. Now, what is interesting is that he talked about what do you want to discuss, and I'm like, well, it might be slightly different than what you're thinking I want to say. So, with this day 13 of Light the World and a Beacon of Light podcast, I mean, both are awesome. Welcome, people. So thankful you're here and joining us tonight. So, being part of the Remarkable People book, I am chapter 11, and my topic is why I stayed. So, why I stayed with Jesus Christ, a spiritual endurance. I know that when some of us talk about abuse and things like that, we're reaching out for something beyond ourselves, for help and for rescue. And for myself, yes, that is part of the story. And you can find all of it in Pinpoints of Light. For this book, I wanted to do a little more digging into why I stayed with Christ through the challenging times that I had. I had several opportunities that I could have blamed, shamed, and put it all right there. But for what? Yeah, nothing really good comes through all of that. So, instead of just doing that, I thought that it would be really important to bring about this concept of a spiritual endurance. And I shared this on my blog yesterday. And I know some of you have read that, and I'm so thankful for all my great supporters out there. And I have 5 steps that have to go and deal with this whole idea of spiritual endurance. And this idea is that we have 5 things that can get us through. And a little bit will be talked about in my chapter 11, but I don't want to, share it all. But really, I hope that you get this book and see sometimes that spiritual endurance has to do with things that you're not really thinking you're prepared for, and yet you can endure anyway. So, step 1 is hope. And that idea of hope, we can definitely cling to it. It allows us to wish for things, to desire for things, for want things beyond what we have currently right now. And hope really is found in kids, right? Their smiles, their laughter, their giggles, everything can happen like that. And hope is found through prayer. That's the action that you need to understand hope. The second In that action of prayer becomes faith. And in faith, there is so much that really you can just endure through because He's there to give that support. It leads us to serve one another. It leads us to connect with humanity, with brother and sister. As soon as you find your faith, Satan is going to pop up, try to rip that out from you. So you got to be prepared for it. Watch for it. Because life has suffering, because people make dumb choices, because life has suffering, Satan tries to tempt us to do all these things. I know that is true. We, with our faith, have to make the other choice. So I know there's the old story about the two wolves and which one will survive. Well, it's the one that you feed. We're all born with a negative voice and a positive voice, a darkness and a light. Which one do you go to? Never quit it and keep going towards that light in that faith. Then it comes into this idea of the free agency, your choices. There is opposition everywhere. It's what keeps the whole universe together. The blackest hole keeps everything in place to allow the light to touch everything. When we have our push, we have a pull. When we have a winter, we have a summer. This idea of opposition is really an eternal truth. Again, the concept of Satan and God, two opposites. We need to know how to make a choice between both of them. So, light, truth, darkness. There's something really famous that J.K. Rowling has written down. It says we've got both light and darkness inside of us. What matters is the part we choose to act on. That's who we really are. Something to think about. All right, our next step is getting out there every day, no matter what. Yep, I know. I shared this earlier with a group of writers as I think everyone is waiting for this magical key. A- And and you want it to be sparkly and magical. Maybe we should say Expelliarmus before. But really, you just have to make a choice and go. Take action. Get out there every single day. This is what remarkable people do. They don't quit. They feed that light. They look at their two wolves. They hear that shame shadow. It didn't mean that the shame shadow went away, the suffering. No, it meant they make a choice to do something different. I saw just a post just minutes ago before I went up here live that said, if we accept Christ, why is there still so much suffering? Because people make bad choices that impact other people and suffering happens. But within the suffering and the trial, you can still find joy. There's still hope, there's still light, there's still faith, there's still action. But you have to make the choice to get out there every day and try. I know, wasn't very magical. It's just truth. Step 5 on the spiritual endurance. Please hear me out. You're not going to have all of your answers. Not yet. You're just not. Nope. How many of you have prayed and prayed and and put everything into it, and the outcome isn't what you thought or the result, or you're still waiting? Oh, well, there's the evidence. Things don't work. What if you just have to endure with that question? And later things will be revealed. I know it stinks, but really, this is not your control. This isn't A plus B equals C. This is L plus I plus F plus E equals life. That's it. So, with all of that being said, we have amazing 11 people, remarkable people who are part of this book. And the excitement is that they are sharing stories of all different types of things that you might need. So I hope that you pick up a copy here on January the 1st. David, let me know if that was right. And I'm excited to share a little bit deeper about why I stay with Christ through everything. Again, there's no magic, but it is magical to stay. So, thank you guys so much for popping in here and being part of my live little Beacon of Light podcast tonight. And I have a few shout outs there. Way to go, Miss Sunny Heron, because she is like, oh, you guys, she's so close. She's so close. She is like putting out the book and it's going to be published. And I'm telling you what, next week she is coming here on my show. Woo! I'm so excited because she's going to share great information for all y'all. And she has experience that just blows things out of the water. So that's really exciting. And remember that this new book called Remarkable People, that's going to be up here live in January. And I've been so honored to be a part of it. Again, you can always get your pinpoints of light because there is a story of hope that's there. And this audience is for those people who are supporting those family members, those coworkers who might know somebody who is stuck. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. Pick this up and see what it is that they are experiencing, and then you'll know more of how to help. So, I also have my other book, Out of Darkness, and with that book, that's going to give you all of the what did I do, how did I get out, what did I experience, what were my steps. And that is something I hope that you pick up as well and have another remarkable journey through that. So, again, thank you everyone for being a part of the Beacon of Light podcast. Thank you that this is kind of short because I got some incredible kids that are going to be singing. So, I know we'll be popping up live a little bit later with their songs. So, be prepared. Anyway, thank you all for your support, your love. I honor you. And I hope that you are feeling light as this is day 13 of Light the World for everyone out there. Go grab that book, Remarkable People, and show us that support. Get out there, find the hope that you need in your life, and know that the magic happens in the action. We'll see y'all later. Have a great one. Bye bye.